Have you been playing the Nopixel mod and been thinking, what car should I get? Well, so have I at least. So I decided to test all the cars and see which is the best in speed, handle and price. But before we can start looking at the high-tier cars, we'll have to start with the starter cars. If you're not interested in these cars, just skip ahead. First, we have the Ford Falcon. It's set at a price of $1,900 and it has the top speed of 194 km per hour. Second, we have the 1969 Chevy Camaro with a top speed of 251 km an hour and a price of only $2,200. Third is the Mini Cooper. If this was your starter car, I kinda feel bad for you. This is not the fastest car out of the bunch, it's actually the slowest, coming in on only 145 km per hour and at a price of $2,300. The fourth starter car is an okay car. It's the Kia, excuse my pronunciation, Ceed. It has a top speed of 170 km per hour and it costs only $2,400. Last but not least, we have the 1964 Chevy Impala. It actually has the same top speed as the Chevy Camaro, which is 251 km per hour, and it has the highest price out of them all, $2,500. Now, you might be wondering which of these cars is the best starter car. Well, in my opinion, it's the Ford Falcon or the 1969 Chevy Camaro. The Ford Falcon wins in acceleration, but the Chevy Camaro wins in top speed, so it all depends on what you're looking for. So, now that we have looked at the starter cars, let's look at some other cars. First, we have the BMW 3.0 CSL at a price of $3,200. It's around the same price class as the starter cars, but correct me if I'm wrong, I do not believe it is a starter car. It has a top speed of 208 km an hour and it has a really fast acceleration. Then we have the 1969 Dodge Charger with a top speed of 251 km an hour and a pretty good acceleration. It has a price of $3,500. Third, we have the Audi RS4. Now you might recognize this car if you have ever had the job as a taxi driver or security on the Nopixel servers. That's because they use this car. This car has a top speed of 250 km an hour, an okay acceleration, and the price is set at $5,000. Fourth is the Volkswagen Golf GTI at a price of $6,000. To be honest, I could not get to top speed in this car since I ran out of tarmac. It has a really slow acceleration and I only got it to a top speed of 230 km an hour. Fifth is the BMW M3 E36 with a top speed of 236 km an hour, a pretty okay acceleration and a price of $8,000. Now that we have looked at these cars, which of them is the best? Well, in acceleration, the BMW 3.0 CSL wins, but in handling and top speed only 1 km away from the Dodge Charger, the Audi RS4 wins. Now let's look at another price class from $12,000 to $22,000. First we have the Shelby GT500 with a price of $12,000. It has a really good acceleration but only a top speed of 147 km an hour, which is quite a letdown. Second out is the BMW M3 E92. At a price of $15,000, it has an okay acceleration, and as with the Golf, I also ran out of tarmac, but I came up to a top speed of 300 km an hour. Third is the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution X with a top speed of 260 km an hour, a decent acceleration, and a price of $18,000. Fourth, we have the Toyota Supra at a price of $19,000, top speed 240 km an hour, and a pretty okay acceleration. Fifth out is the Nissan Skyline GTR with a top speed of 261 km an hour. It has a pretty okay acceleration and it has a price of $22,000. So, out of all of these cars, the Shelby GT500 wins in acceleration, but it lacks in speed. The BMW M3 E92 is the fastest out of them all with a top speed over 300 km an hour. But my personal favorite is the Nissan Skyline. Next, we're gonna look at cars with price class of $25,000 to $40,000. First is the Bentley Continental. It has a top speed of 295 kilometers an hour, an okay acceleration, and a price of $25,000. Then we have the Subaru Impreza. It costs $27,000 with a good acceleration and a top speed of 250 kilometers an hour. Third out is the Lotus Elise 11R. It has a top speed of 236 kilometers an hour, a pretty okay acceleration, and it costs $30,000. Fourth car is the Lexus ISF for $35,000. It has a top speed of 271 kilometers an hour and a pretty okay acceleration on this car also. Last but not least, we have the Dodge Viper. Now with a price of $40,000, you'd think that you get a pretty good car, and you would be right. This car has a top speed of 325 kilometers an hour and a super fast acceleration. So, who is the winner? The Dodge Viper, no doubt. With a top speed of 325 kilometers an hour and a really fast acceleration, this is definitely the winner. Though, if you're looking for something with a lower price, then the Subaru Impreza would be the car for you. And now for the last cars. They are at a price class of $85,000 to $250,000. First car is the Lexus LFA with a price of $85,000 and a top speed of 327 kilometers an hour, and it has a pretty fast acceleration. Second out is the McLaren MP4 12C with a top speed of 331 kilometers an hour, a fast acceleration, and a price of $95,000. Third, we have the Bugatti Veyron. It costs $150,000 and it's the fastest car out of all the cars that you can buy. It has a top speed of 395 kilometers an hour and it has a pretty fast acceleration. The last car is the McLaren F1 for $250,000. It has a top speed of 374 kilometers an hour and it actually has a slower acceleration than the Bugatti Veyron. So that was a look at almost all the cars. There are still some cars that I didn't look at today. Now out of all these cars, I have to say that the Dodge Viper is my favorite. He only costs $40,000 and he has a top speed of 325 kilometers an hour and he has the fastest acceleration out of them all. I might also have a look at the boats, so don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.